Welcome back again to Year 4 Storytime, George's Marvellous Medicine, the second part of Chapter 7, Grandma Gets the Medicine. Marvellous medicine, George told himself. He found it fascinating to stand there watching what it was doing to the old hag. What next, he wondered. He soon found out. Suddenly she began to grow. It was quite slow at first, just a very gradual inching upwards, up, inch by inch, getting taller and taller, around an inch every few seconds. And in the beginning, George didn't notice it. But when she passed the 5'6" mark and was going up towards being 6 feet tall, George gave a jump and shouted, "Hey, Grandma, you're growing! Hang on, Grandma! You better stop now or you'll be hitting the ceiling." Grandma didn't stop. It was a truly fantastic sight, this ancient, scrawny old woman getting taller and taller, longer and longer, thinner and thinner, as though she were a piece of elastic being pulled upwards by invisible hands. When the top of her head actually touched the ceiling, George thought she was bound to stop, but she didn't. There was a sort of scrunching noise, and bits of plaster and cement came raining down. "And you better stop now, Grandma," George said. "Daddy's just had this whole room repainted." But there was no stopping her now. Soon her head and shoulders had completely disappeared through the ceiling, and she was still going. George dashed upstairs to his own bedroom, and there she was, coming up through the floorboards like a mushroom. "Whoopee!" she shouted, finding her voice at last. "Hallelujah, here I come!" "Steady on, Grandma," George said. "With a high honey-ho, and up we go," she shouted. "Just watch me grow." "This is my room," George said. "Look at the mess you're making." "Terrific medicine," she cried. "Give me some more." "She's as dotty as a donut," George thought. "Come on, boy, give me some more," she yelled. "Dish it out, I'm slowing down." George was still clutching the medicine bottle in one hand with the spoon in the other. "Oh, well," he thought, "why not?" He poured out a second dose and popped it in her mouth. "Owie!" she screamed, and up she went again. Her feet were still on the floor downstairs in the living room, but her head was moving quickly towards the ceiling of the bedroom. "I'm on my way now, boy," she called down. "Just watch me go." "That's the attic above you, Grandma," George called out. "I'd keep out of there. It's full of bugs and boggles." Crash! The old girl's head went straight through the ceiling as though it were butter. George stood in his bedroom gazing at the shambles. There was a big hole in the floor and another in the ceiling, and sticking up between them like a post was the middle part of Grandma. Her legs were in the room below. Her head was up in the attic. "I'm still going," came the old screechy voice from below. "Give me another dose, my boy, and let me go through the roof." "No, Grandma, no," George called back. "You're busting up the whole house." "To heck with the house," she shouted. "I want some fresh air. I've not been outside for 20 years. "Whoa, she's going through the roof," George told himself. He ran downstairs. He rushed back out of the back door into the yard. It would be simply awful, he thought, if it was bashed up the roof as well. His father would be furious, and he, George, would get the blame. He'd made the medicine. He'd given her too much. "Don't come from the roof, Grandma," he prayed. "Please don't." Cheerio, guys. See you tomorrow.